Hi everyone, so today we're going to look at how to use Dreamweaver to create the layout for a basic but effective looking web page. And hopefully the work that you've already done on HTML tags and CSS code will help you to understand what's going on today. Now don't worry if you're not using Dreamweaver CS3, you might be using a different version of Dreamweaver. You'll have to figure it out as you go along. Okay, in fact lucky you if you are working with CS5 or CS6. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do in Dreamweaver, well before I even get to Dreamweaver, I better make a project folder somewhere on my computer. So here's my project folder. I've called it San Francisco, and there's already some stuff in there. Don't worry too much about that. We'll get there in a minute. But this is my project folder, San Francisco. So please make a project folder. In Dreamweaver, I'm going to make a new HTML page. Oh my goodness. What is all this junk? I don't want this. Alright, oh dear. I'm just going to get rid of that, so I have my doctype HTML tag at the top. And I'm just going to get rid of some of that, so I've just got my HTML tag. I need that. I need the head. Inside the head I've got this meta tag and a title tag. Let's change the title tag to, I'm just going to call mine San Francisco. And this meta thing here, we might need it, but I don't think we need all this rubbish. I'm just going to take away everything except meta charset equals UTF-8. Meta char. I've seen that before. I think it's important. I'm keeping it. Up to you if you want to keep yours, alright? And I'm going to save this new HTML page that I've just opened. At the moment it's untitled for some strange reason. I'm going to call it index. That's often what we call a home page, index.html. Brilliant. Now then, what I need to do is have an idea of what I want my index file, my homepage file, to look like. And lo and behold, I've already been thinking about it. And this is my design idea. I'm going to have a header, a navigation bar, an image, possibly of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. I'm going to have some left side content, which will have some text and images. I will have some right side content, which will have some text and images. And I'm going to have a footer. Brilliant. Pretty standard, but that's the way we like it. And all of these divs, if that's what we're going to call them, all of these divs are going to be contained in one big box. Okay, so let's look at how that works in Dreamweaver. This is my index file. Brilliant. I'm going to go into the body and I'm going to insert a layout object, which is going to be a div tag. And the first one will have an ID of big box. Up to you what you call yours. You often see it called wrapper. Some people call it container. I don't care what you call it. I'm still going to call mine big box. So there's my big box div. It starts here and it finishes here. So I've got to remember that everything goes into this div. So I'm just going to remember that it ends there. So everything's going to go into this area. So I'm going to insert another layout object, which is going to be the header div. This is the header div. Bingo. Then I'm going to insert another layout object, and this is going to be an ID of navbar. Call it what you like. Mine's called navbar. Then I'm going to have one called insert layout object. What was after navbar? What was after navbar? Header navbar. Ah, yeah, image. I am going to put my image into a div. So I'm going to call this Golden Gate, simply because this div is going to hold an image of the Golden Gate Bridge. Brilliant. Next up is insert a layout object, which is going to be my left side content area. And then I'm going to have one which is the right side. Can I just copy and paste this? And just change that to right side. Header, nav, Golden Gate, left side, right side, and footer. Brilliant. So I've got all my divs. We've got some kind of default text that goes into each one. Don't worry too much about that because it's all going to change in a minute. Now then, in my header, I'm going to have some text. San Francisco. And I'm going to take that text and make it H1. So in my header, which starts there and finishes there, I've got some H1 text, San Francisco. Now in my nav bar, what I want to put in my nav bar is like a list. Home, sightseeing, what's on, and eating. Eating. Let's call that eat out. So this is my nav bar. These are going to be links to different pages. I'm going to make that into an unordered list. This one here. And it didn't work. Why did that not work? That's just one long list, isn't it? Actually, I want that each item to be an item on a list. So let's just go to sightseeing, enter. That's better. Sightseeing. What's on? There we go. Now I've got a list. Perfect. Home, sightseeing, what's on, eat out. Let's just clean up the code a little bit because that looks a bit odd. There, that's what I want. I don't know where all these spaces came from, but I'm just going to get rid of them. So here I've got, in my code, if we go to, I didn't explain that, did we? Did I? I've got a code section here which shows me the HTML that's being created by Dreamweaver. I've got a split view which shows me the code and the web page, and I've got a design view which only shows me the web page. Okay? I like to work in split view. My div, which has an ID of navbar, starts here, it finishes here, and inside it, it has an unordered list which starts here and finishes here. And inside that unordered list, there are 4 list items. That's how that works. Okay? Now then, let's go into Golden Gate. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to insert an image, which is my Golden Gate image. And it's probably going to ask me for some alternate text. I'm just going to type in Golden Gate Bridge. Okay. And there we have it. There is my image of the Golden Gate Bridge. Brilliant. Now then, left side content. Well, I've already prepared some stuff, and you need to make sure that as you're developing web pages, you need to have content ready before you start to design the page. Okay, so that's a massive part of web design. It's not just HTML and CSS, it's planning and developing content. So here I've got some text that I'm going to put in. I'm going to take all of that, Control C to copy it, and just going to paste it straight into the left side div. I'm not just going to do Control V, I'm going to go to Edit, Paste Special, which is Control Shift V, Paste Special. Text with structure. I'm going to choose that one, not just the text. No. Text with structure. And you can see, if we have a look here, that because it's come from Microsoft Word, and Microsoft Word also has stuff like headings, Dreamweaver has identified this to have a heading 2 type. Okay? And if we look at the code, there it is, heading 2, riding the cable cars. Now also, in this div, maybe after this paragraph here, I'm just going to insert an image, which is going to be my cable car. And alternate text, let's just call it cable car. Okay, and there we've got an image of a cable car. Let's just go to design view, So it's starting to come together. We've got actually big box doesn't have any, get rid of that. San Francisco, then we've got our nav bar, then we've got the image, and then we've got content, which is going to be on the left side, and then we've got, that should actually say right side, shouldn't it? Back to the stuff that I've prepared earlier, cable car tips. I'm going to copy that, go back